are continuing with our coverage from the Noosa Mining and Exploration Conference here in beautiful Australia. Joining me now on the sidelines of the show is Frazer Tabeart. He is the Managing Director for PolarX, ASX-listed PolarX. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks very much. Real pleasure to be here.
So, a lot of exciting news coming out of your company here.
Yeah.
Let's start with probably the biggest news here. You've hit visible copper and gold. You are a company focused on copper and gold. So tell us about the latest here.
Yeah, so we've been drilling our Zackley project in Alaska.
In Alaska, right.
So it's we had a resource there last year that was about 1 kilometre long, and what we wanted to do was try and expand the size of that. So we started drilling up to 850 metres along strike, and we saw some spectacular looking mineralisation of copper oxides 850 metres along strike. And then a hole that we announced a few days ago drilled immediately underneath the existing resource, and that came up with strong visible copper sulfide and coarse grain visible gold in the drill core. So really good looking stuff.
So do you think you could be sitting on the next big gold and copper deposit?
Look, we certainly think there's got potential to grow substantially. So the goal for the rest of the year is to continue drilling that with a view, if we double or triple the size of that, which is very plausible, we then think we've got something that's going to be of a mineable scale. We would then obviously need to put that through feasibility studies. But very, very exciting. Certainly the early success in this drilling program this year has really given us a boost of confidence that there really is the upside potential at the Zackley prospect.
Now, you're mining in Alaska, which is the pros absolutely being a generally safe jurisdiction.
Yeah.
How do you deal with the harsh winters?
Look, drilling in winter is difficult. We would typically, during the exploration phase, restrict our drilling activities to the sort of the May to October period. Now, having said that, with proper preparation, and if you're doing an infill resource or reserve delineation program, you could consider working through winter. So what we've typically done though is do as much as we can in the summer and autumn months, get as much information as we can, and then by the time you get your assays back and your resource work done, you're sort of well into winter and planning for next year.
There's been so much attention on your neighbor, the Yukon. Lately, we see so many majors producing and drilling there right now. Do you think that there's going to be a boom in Alaska as well?
Look, I think we're already seeing that to some extent. Compared with last year, and talking to our project partners, Millrock, who've been operating in Alaska for 25 years, they said the last 1 year and the year before have been the busiest 2 years that they've seen in Alaska for probably a decade. So it's definitely starting to flow through into Alaska. We're seeing more and more Australian companies getting involved. We know South32 has put significant investment into the Trilogy project. We see other Australian juniors are out there drilling this summer campaign along with ourselves. So Alaska's certainly got the attention of Australia and Australian investors. And we know that the majors are keeping a good watching brief on it as well. It's certainly the land of giant deposits.
Well, there's definitely a lot of excitement surrounding your company. I've been speaking with a few investors, and PolarX has routinely come up as a lot of buzz surrounding this year. You have a few months left in the year. What's your focus?
Well, the focus is obviously to finish this drilling program, but one of the things that's really excited us about the project is that Zackley itself might be the tip of something much, much larger. It's the style of deposit you often see on the edge of a system of much larger, what we call porphyry copper gold deposits. And we've got a lot of data here, both our geophysics and our geochemistry, which, with the empirical evidence that Zackley provides, gives us a high degree of confidence that we may well be onto an entire mineralised camp. So we want to make sure that this year we do enough work to get Zackley to a critical mass, but also do enough work to get maybe one or two of those porphyry targets to a drillable stage this year, because that could really turn everything on its head.
So I want to get your thoughts now on the prices of both gold and copper. Both been having a tough summer here. Copper's been having a really tough month, obviously, with the impact of the trade wars and not one with China. Do you chase the price? Do you get concerned by that?
Look, the one thing we can't control is the price of these metals. We've taken a view that we want to explore in Alaska because we think that the sovereign risk is very low, so it's a great place to work. We believe both copper and gold have very robust long-term futures. I think particularly copper, the fundamentals are very strong. The electric vehicle revolution is here, it's real. each car is going to need many tens of kilograms of more copper per vehicle than it goes into traditional vehicles. And there are severe constraints on the supply side. The big mines, the grades are dropping. There's not been many very big new copper discoveries. So we believe copper fundamentals for the next 10 to 20 years are extremely strong, and that's what gives us the confidence to pursue this.
So are you more focused on the copper side, or would you say it's equal here?
At this stage, it's equal. I mean, if we look at the relative valuations exactly, it's about 1 for 1. If we discover a major porphyry copper deposit, it's likely to have gold at least as a byproduct, if not a co-product. So we follow both. They're sort of the metals that we really like, and in a jurisdiction that we really like.
Finally, Frazer, we're here at the Noosa Mining Conference. What's the vibe been like here for you?
Really
the energy
good.
in the room
Really
is amazing, right?
I mean, I've been to a lot of investor conferences this year. This one's
so have I.
well at the top.
More than in North America, I feel, right?
Yeah, there's a real buzz.
Yeah.
It's obviously a great venue, but there's just a large mass of people. There's critical mass of interest.
Beautiful place. Invite many people back home to come next year to the Noosa Mining and Exploration Conference. Thank you so much for joining me, Frazer.
Thank you very much.
ASX listed, PolarX, PXX. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for watching.